Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to the Adamant Cup group stages. I am Mitch Dave. Joining me in the booth tonight is our free streamer Bad Karma, our tracker Bardic Panda, and my co-commentator Professor Renderer. We have a
Hello.
race, Renderer. We have a race night between Kyrios and Arusta in the Ninja Shirt group. Both these racers tonight are 0-0. This is their first race. Both of them looking to start off on the right foot.
Yeah, and this is one of our groups that has 7 players, and these objectives are very interesting because we have triple hook locked objectives here.
And now that looks like our runners will need to climb the Tower of Zot, take on the Ribbon Room, forge an Excalibur, and take on the Sealed Cave. So they're going on a tour of the Seed.
Yeah, we're going to be going all the way through each of the worlds, as we typically do, but they're mostly required, I think.
We do have looks like we have a Rosa start tonight. Always good to see the Superior White Mage coming out.
Yeah, Rosa is a nice start for those once Rosa gets her white magic up and running, she can pretty much carry the rest of the way through. However, don't discount Fu. If he were to show up, then maybe we might see a swap out from Rosa onto Fu, just because of the fact. It's Fu covers both magic types.
That is very true. I've seen runners do it. I've done it myself already.
I've done it enough times with these practice with these flags, just by virtue of, oh, okay, this is a relatively free spot. We might as well go and do this.
So, Professor Render, if you have a Rosa start, what are you thinking looking for with your early looting?
I personally would say a tiara. Like a tiara is great. A heroine robe that help get her onto the right foot.
Yeah, maybe a good bow or a power staff to go along with it. Let Rosa become the warrior princess to start things off.
Yeah, that's typical what it is. Just keeping her alive as much as possible with that tiara and that heroine robe, and we are off.
We'll see who's joining Rosa on her journey tonight. And it's Palomar, Resident Quack Kid, showing up.
We start off with a sand rupee that was given by the Mega Sisters. It's a Mega Sisters on that biking spot isn't too bad. It's like relatively low HP.
And it is split 3 ways. If you can get some mage killing gear, you can just rip through them. That sand ruby's interesting. Hopefully that does represent a gated character. It could be Fusoya, it could be Cecil.
Yeah, we'll see what if one of our runners will go over to get that. Oh yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and get the sand ruby picked up right away.
I agree with this play. Like I said, it's a gated character.
We found Kane.
He is, perfectly functional. Nice average.
Arusta already went ahead and checked the item shop. There is some star veils for sale.
That's very good to know where extra star veils are in case you need more. I did see Kyrios grab the one chest here. There was a Bacchus wine in it.
Yeah, a nice early find for Kyrios.
Will be nice. Rosa takes a few fights to pick up Berserk.
and Kyrios is gonna go over to Domcian. That's all. That makes sense considering you're right here after getting the Sand Ruby turned in immediately. While Arusta is gonna head over to the Watery Pass.
So we have some divergence in our early looting.
Yeah, with these flags in particular, getting early looting is not a bad idea. We did find a great bow for Kyrios.
Do we know what Rosa started with? Oh, I think Arusta found the better gear so far.
I missed it.
That was a power shirt.
Oh, yep, yeah. That's a nice start for Arusta.
And that's pretty much going to be it for the Watery Pass. Take that power shirt and run. And are we sure to point out there's a curse ring in there too? So Arusta's agility problems are solved for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, with that cursed ring, if we find a character that will be served really well as our agility anchor, we'll go ahead and just plop that onto them, and then just help get those get that agility going for the two characters that we have so far, or three characters depending on.
So both runners launching the hoverboat immediately makes sense. We do have 3 objectives that require it. So good idea to launch it while you're in the general vicinity.
Yeah, and that's totally reasonable. I mean, we're dealing with a triple hook required objectives here.
Evelyn normally is good. That center tower didn't get the memo.
Well, Sylph is nice if we find Rydia early.
Arusta seems to be taking the more traditional play of just going to check the free key item right away. In this flag set, we've decided there are no boss hunts, not even demist. So Edward is giving away key item tonight.
Yeah, and that's been part of my opener for practice. We did get the spoon.
And he's passing on his ultimate weapon to the next wielder.
That may or may not also be named Edward.
Kyrios has found no trap chests in the first 2 towers in Evelyn Castle and is leaving. That's a heads-up play by Kyrios. You know there's 3 in the last tower out of the 8 or 9 chests left. Just be done with it.
Yeah, that's actually a nice positioned tower for Kyrios. Knowing that all 3 trap chests are on that one tower, it's safe to just wait until you have either J items or like your party is pumped up for you to start taking those.
Gritty Knight in chat pointing out that only Edwards can use the spoon, and that's a very true statement.
I mean, if you're Edge, you just toss that thing into the open, get a free quad 9.
You mean Edward Geraldine?
Pretty much. Now, illusions isn't too bad. I've seen it being used a few times down in the Troya shop.
It's a good, it casts Blink, and Blink is one of the best spells in the game.
Oh yeah, the ability to just to negate 2 physical attacks on one character is great.
For the cost of either 1 use of an illusion or 1 cast of Blink.
So, in the meantime, Arusta is heading into the Antlion Cave. Dancing Daggers isn't too... I mean, I've seen Dancing Daggers being used a couple times. I know it's used in the speedrun a lot, because you get it early in Mist.
Yeah, you clip through mist after duping. Is it the shield? Or the sword?
Speed. Yeah, the shield.
Kyrios has decided he wants another character.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just to get that. We do, and that archer bow is much. I think it's better than we had the great bow earlier.
It's better than the great bow. It's not as good as a samurai bow.
Right. Yeah. That samurai bow is gonna be immediately put onto Kyrios. Rose onto Kyrios. Makes sense. So as Arusta is going to check a key item, Kyrios is going to go and check a character.
Oh, and there's a comedy show in the Antlion Cave.
Yay, cutscenes. Found up a Vanilla Yang along with Dark Imps.
Yep, that guy drum's gonna fly and the Dark Imps go away.
So if we find cat claws for Yang, he'll become useful.
Yang is at a kind of a rough spot this flag set. Yes, it's high completion, so you tend to gain a lot of levels, but it's also high gear, so which doesn't benefit him as much. Yeah, that was the one free chest on Hobbs giving him Mura.
Yeah, that'll be nice for when Edge shows up. So Arusta's through the cutscene, and Rosa does run out of HP, so she's down.
Yeah, this is just an annoying spot for Golbez. He doesn't help you much. Especially kind of a base level, he doesn't help you finish the fight off, but he hits just hard enough to drop your characters.
Yeah, although Arusta does have the wall on Palom, so that will help.
Kyrios getting the minor punish here for having 4 characters, slightly longer cutscene. Trying to jump to avoid the jumping a little early to avoid the gas.
But Arusta does take down Golbez with a rat tail.
That is a required Golbez. The worst kind of Golbez.
Yeah, considering that you have to wait through a cutscene and one of your characters, one or two of your characters get immediately knocked down because of Shadow, that's a little frustrating. And then what you mentioned earlier about Golbez hitting pretty hard.
The problem is Golbez doesn't hit hard enough that he'll easily finish himself off with his spells, but hits hard enough that he can drop some of your characters. You tend to do Antlion at near base level.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Now Arusta's going to go ahead and follow in Kyrios' footsteps and get that Yang along with, and then see the Dark Imps.
Oh, Kyrios taking an aggressive line here. Gets through it though. It's all that matters. Decides not to spend a Star Veil and just have Kane jump twice.
Yeah, that's an immediate difference between what we saw from Arusta and what Kyrios had performed. Saving that Star Veil might be nice if for later on. Of course, as we know, we did see Star Veils early. That was on a Kaipo.
Yeah, that would require going back to Kaipo. No one's got time to go back to Kaipo.
Yeah, that's the thing. It considering it's in Kaipo and in a spot that most of the time you're not gonna go to unless it's early on and you have the Sand Ruby as we saw at the start of the game, or you're just looking, or you may just be looking for your final character somewhere in around mid game or so.
Arusta taking a small nap in Fabul. He may not be aware that Fabul gives you a free heal when you start the defense.
Yeah, and Kyrios, knowing that immediately starts
leaving.
Well, Kainazo's there. Oh, I see what he was doing. So he sleeps and then saves so that he'll have he'll be ready. Although as you pointed out, once you start the full defense, everyone's at full health. At least with this, go ahead.
That is something that you'll need to. That is something good to know when you're racing this. Which spot? Where do you get just free heals?
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about this game is just certain spots do give you free heals. So yeah, if you know what they are, then you're good to go. Kyrios knocks down Kainazo.
And on Arusta's side, we have Kane in the air while Rosa is cheering him on.
And the full defense gives us the Earth Crystal.
That's an objective, and we may see a treasury rating in our very near future.
Yeah, keeping up with the theme of required key item spots. Although to be fair, you could make the argument that Kainazo isn't like in its worst position.
No, Kainazo's wave is based on its remaining HP. This spot is 2,000, so those waves will do at most 120 if it's at full health.
And we're gonna see Kyrios go up ordeals. Yep, that's fine because it's another key item, and more importantly, you'll get Tella's spells and the Cecil's paladin form.
Possibly a little more XP. Might be looking to get Virus on the kid before going up Zot. Get a few more levels so Yang can punch harder.
Yeah, that's also a fair point. Just get levels. Grinding in this flag set isn't like it isn't really like enforced a whole lot because what I've seen a lot of these flags is the moon busts are enough to get the levels you need to finish the game.
Agreed. I think the most I've taken is maybe 2 sirens right on like it was a super early underground, take a siren or 2 to get kickstart and then run from there.
So over on Kyrios' side, we were fighting Yang.
If Yang punching at Yang, or Yang pointing at Yang meme.
I see it as just Yang's shadow form, as in like persona.
Yeah, I was gonna say which one of them is screaming "I am now."
I am. You're not me. That's Yang on the right. And we also see a dark elf on the Mylon Z spot, so you have to go through the elemental gauntlet.
So apparently the king of Fabul was a dragoon in his past life, closet had Kane stuff.
It's funny. I never knew that those 3 chests existed.
And in the vanilla game, you can only access them after defending Fabul. And usually at that point, you're just looking to keep the story going.
Well, yeah, of course. So Arusta is actually heading up to Zot.
Interesting that he chose to fade the treasury.
Yeah. I mean, as we know, the treasury has a ton of chests. So going to here to Zot first might be wanting to chase the objective. Another possibility is maybe finding the flame dog.
That doesn't track what we've seen. The first 2 chests were already passed.
Okay.
Oh, he is just charging the boss fight.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, typically when I get the Earth Crystal before I head to Zod, if it's required, I always go for the treasury. That's what you see most of the time.
We have some dolls guarding the characters.
Does he still have?
Firebomb's not. You could grimoire these and hope to roll, say, Titan, Leviathan, Bahamut.
Yeah, because we did see earlier Arusta did use that Gaia drum.
Just a charm rod from Ordeals, so the real value is going to be possibly the late. Okay, it's Water Hag.
Yeah, it's one of those free fights you don't want to see early on.
Speaking of Leviathan,
well,
that is what Arusta needed to see there.
Yeah, that is a lucky roll from Arusta.
It was what, a 3 in 10, 3 in 11 chance of hitting something that would clear the fight. Leviathan with Bahamut would. I'm fairly certain Titan would.
Yeah, like because typically, as we would know, if you see Calvranus, you Gaia drum it or Quake it if you have it. So Kyrios gets through that Water Hag fight. We'll get Tellus spells and Paladin Cecil.
Yeah, we know who our dupe is.
It's another Yang, so okay. If you let's see, if you want to go for double strats, I guess that works. I don't know.
The character value here is not what the runners are looking for.
No. Yeah, you definitely just you get rid of Rydia here. It's pretty much too late for her to show up and be useful.
We haven't seen any of her good summons. We already have Palom. She will make a fantastic anchor if left behind.
And speaking of anchors, we do see Sid at the tavern.
I swear we put gated characters in the seats somewhere.
At least the biking spot is free. Wait, this biking fight's free?
Yeah, Guard's got a bit of a promotion.
Yeah, exactly one boss fight over.
Or we could say that the guards and Vigan were discussing strategy here, and we barged in on them.
Maybe.
Arusta taking a wipe to that. Taking a wipe to the Asura at Valvalis. That spot is fairly quick and it's high magic, so you have to get a wall up as soon as possible.
Yeah, then yeah, giving that wall to Asura will give you, of course give you free health on the way through, so that way you can just start punching through and not have to worry about the regenerative health.
Since the only way this party really has to get a wall on Asura right now is to bounce the Starveil off of someone, a strategy could be to use Palom to bounce Ice 2s onto Asura. So you're not triggering the counterpunch.
That is true.
And it does seem that Kyrios is going to be following Arusta up Tower of Zot. We've now seen every overworld check except there and do not have underground access yet.
So in this case, this either leads to the hook, which we need anyway for an objective, or for 2 objectives, or the magma key, or some proxy of it,
or the Twin Harp, or the Baron key. There are options.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like a proxy for it. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for Twin Harp. How about you?
You know me. I as soon as I see the Twin Harp, I immediately go for it because that's what makes. And for me, I love the Twin Harp songs. Oh, we're gonna get a treasury hunt, so it's time to.
I see a Cat Claw, a Masa so far. Saw a Ninja Hat in there. An inventory boss. And a White Spear too. So decent stuff in that treasury for our party.
Yeah.
Bad Karma says Edge out of 10. Yes, that is screaming go find Edge.
Yeah. That is a very spicy one for Edge. Like, as soon as you find Edge, that's you slap on that Masa, the ninja helmet, all that.
Yeah, Kyrios will have Masa and Mura if Edge shows up. So that's a snap take in my book if I have both of those weapons.
It looks like the wall is now up for over on for the Azura, so now it's a matter of just getting through this. If Azura opts to put life 1 and on the right character, no less.
I believe, as people are in chat discussing, I don't think Kane has that rune axe on. Would help immensely here with the mage slaying.
And again, Azura doesn't giving life 1 to the wrong character.
I don't believe reflective spells can hit down targets, so it's impossible for life 1 to hit someone other than Kane.
Oh, okay. No wonder why it's like I'm wondering. Like, come on, give it to one of the down people. Now that I know.
Kyrios not having the same luck as Arusta had, but only rolling missed, which done with a good character for it. 9 of firepower. Arusta is through that Asura spot, or through the Asura.
Yeah, and at the same time, the Calbrina to go down for Kyrios.
Good job getting to that fight at those levels, Arusta.
Okay, so Zot will have to give us something here.
Yes, this must lead to underground somehow. Or directly lead there.
Yep, and that is the magma key.
And objective number 3 on the board.
Yep, Arusta will be getting the first objective of the night. And Arusta is going to head back over to Troya to get that treasury, it looks like.
I'm not sure when this treasure would really helped him with that fight. Already had the white spear.
I'm guessing the ribbons might be worth it.
Yeah, the ribbons would have helped in that fight. I believe ribbons have mage defense.
And we found 2 of them too, so that also helps.
Kane already had mage defense. That sword was punching for 1. Could have been through an Aegis shield, could have been through a... I guess that's really it.
I didn't see what Kane had on hand for that to work. There's the wall for Kyrios onto Ashura. And Arusta's going to drop the magma key down the well in the Gart.
Okay, just a note for both runners, I saw both of them do this. You can bounce spells off of that wall with Palom, and you won't trigger Asura's counter.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it before, but I don't know. Speaking of Ashura, there's the Ashura summon, but again, we got rid of Rydia early, so it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, Necromar rolls Indra, or Rima, depending on what version you're playing.
And so Arusta's first order of business down on the underground is to do Sheila 1?
To set it, looks like it's set up Sheila 1. Or to fake us out. He's doing a fantastic job of that.
Or it might just also be it could also be maybe. Oh, okay. So Arusta's gonna check the Fey March chests, I think.
That is good news for Arusta finding the trap chest on the very first try. That means you can just loot out the entire rest of it without any cause for alarm.
Is there only one in there?
There is one trap chest in the Fey March. It is the 5 warrior chest.
Huh. Actually, yeah, I actually was not aware of that.
And this time it's the one you see Arusta walking by now.
Yeah, I noted. I took note.
And while we're watching this, Kyrios got through the Asura fight. We'll find underground access, and we'll most likely be immediately diving.
Yeah, at this point you don't really have much to do out in the overworld, other than going underground.
So let me ask you this: where would you go? You have underground access. You full cleared the overworld. What's your first stop?
Sheila 1. Like you just get Sheila 1 started, and then head over to Fate March.
Okay. Personally, if I had the party for it, I'm hitting Dwarf.
Yeah, this is mostly just an edge case in case my party isn't ready for Dwarf Castle. That being if it was early, which it is, which in this case it isn't.
You've got a light sword that you found, so Cecil's got a weapon. You have everything for edge. I think you go for the character check.
That is true. Yeah, 'cause the character check is also there, and that is, I mean, it stared us down. And there's the twin harp for Arusta.
We are likely not going to see that checked for a while.
No, like the only way it could have possibly been used early is if Zot was the one that had the twin harp, which led to the underground access, which in this case it's the other way around.
And thank you to Free Enterprise Prime for the raid. It was a very nice raiding party you brought over.
Yes. Kyrios is heading over to Tamra for the item check.
Yeah, tier 5 items in the item shops. It could be Bacchus wine, could be hourglass like we see here, looking for coffins.
Yeah, I think if I see an hourglass, that's a nice find for me. Like I'll pick them up just to help with trap chests.
It could take them to take on the Evelyn traps a little easier.
Or in some bosses that don't have the boss bit enabled.
And there's a heroin rope that would have been useful earlier. Man, it still would have had some value now.
Yeah, I'm a little, I don't know. I'm a little iffy about the Gaia robe. Just maybe unreasonably, because I really don't know what like the difference between the two. Just by comparison.
Oof, that is. Have we seen Ruby or Elements yet?
No.
So that's one of the two in the king spot, and the queen spot is Lugae.
That kind of ironic considering the original scene.
Well, I mean, they're sort of co-workers, I guess.
Yeah, because like doesn't Lugae talk to Rubicon?
Yes, he does in the cutscene.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it only justifies my point. We did see Starveil's and Bacchus wine from Dwarf Castle though.
Yeah, both things we could use. Burn a bunch of Starveils early, especially because having to get through that Asura. And possibly a good use for those Starveils coming up.
Yep, that is Bahamut on the Calbrinos.
And as Leonhardt and Chad is pointing out, Ruby does apologize to you for Lugae's actions once you take on the hook route.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was Lugae that turned Edge's parents into whatever they were turned into.
Into monsters, yeah. I believe it was monsters, like, or was it mutants? I forget.
Yeah, I did see a job dwarf check. It blinked by too fast for me to see what it was. Did anyone in chat see what the job dwarf was tonight?
I missed it myself, so.
Yeah, I just saw the box pop up and immediately go, probably laboratory assistant if it's laboratory something.
Sorry, Ron. as ironic considering my current obsession is with Mad Red Dead, and you play as a Black Rat. So seeing that is like, okay, that triggers my mind about a funny rat rather than game. But anyway, Bahamut's down.
Yeah, not huge. I don't know much about funny rats, but when it comes to mutants, I know about radical rats.
I don't know about honestly. Like that's the complete opposite. We see Octoman on the gold best spot, and Tella is our character check.
And yeah, they've said not stay, old man.
Yeah, like at this point, you're Kanan and Yang. I mean, well, you already Pelham and Rosa are in a good position, in terms of levels in their magic.
Agreed. I don't think this party makes much changes except for exactly Edge or Cecil.
Yes, and that's exactly why and that's what I was saying before. You might not take a Fusoya if the levels on something like Pelham or Rosa is high enough to be like to pretty much go on as is.
We have Arusta falling immediately behind Kyrios, dealing with the dancing dragon.
And Kyrios' reward for doing that defense is a lunar staff. Bleh.
So, Dwarf Castle. Shops, fantastic. Everything else, not so much.
No. Do you go up the tower next?
It's a tough call. If I'm in Kyrios' shoes, I'd probably go Fey March, because I'm missing the... See if I can spike the tower key or the pan out of there.
Yeah, that one makes it the Fey March makes a bit more sense because you have two key items, two potential key items there, as opposed to just as it stands right now, the as opposed to right now we only have that one key item from doing keyless tower.
Agreed, Bad Karma. Sheila 1's on the table. I would go Fey March first, as Kyrios is doing, just because maybe you get the pan, you can do Sheila 1 and 2.
Yeah, if you get pan here, that helps because you're right here. You can bonk Yang on the head, and you should be okay.
The question is Kyrios going to take on the Doctor? And RPG Limit Break coming over for the raid too. Everyone's joining in to this race.
Yeah, welcome on in.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a close one tonight in the Ninja Shirt group between Kyrios and Arusta. For those of us joining in, both these racers are currently 0-0. It's our first race of this tournament, and I think it's actually the first tournament race user either of them has played in for Enterprise.
Yep. So if we're right, both players are making their tournament debut here in the Adamant Cup.
I'm not sure if either of them played in ZZ4.
That I don't know myself. I came in pretty late into ZZ4.
We did see Kyrios pass on both those bosses.
Yeah, so instead Kyrios is gonna just bother Yang a little bit just to get Sheila 1 started.
Yep. Doing his freebies.
So, okay, immediately heading over to Fabul just to get that freebie started.
So oh, go ahead.
Yeah, as Arusta is going to do the same thing. I was going to let you go next.
Just a life staff from Sheila, which means you have top of tower or one of those Fame Arch bosses.
Yeah, this opens up that possibility. I think you still go to Fame Arch next. Like you still go to Fame Arch first. I mean, well,
It's the easiest of those three is going to be top of tower.
Yeah, like,
or Kyrios decided Twin Harp. I forgot about that.
That's something that we saw from the Fame Arch in that check, in that key item check. And I get why, because doing keyless tower is kind of iffy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like going keyless tower.
Yeah, because you end up because if you do keyless tower, you're missing out on a key item out of a possible two that you could have gotten if you got the key.
And it means if there's something in cannon room, you have to go back up a second time.
Yeah, and it takes quite a while, and also it is very disorientating with the tile set that's being used for not just Zot but also for Babel. At least for me.
See, Kyrios taking a save, and we'll be getting some music soon. So there are there's north of 300 songs in the pool right now. So we have songs from all different video games, at least one non-video game source. As yeah, it's boring having Edward play the same song every time.
Yeah. It takes it's a lot to. I respect Xenocat for putting as much effort into making these different harp songs. That's why I joined this community to begin with. So, with that being said, enjoy some music, and we'll just be quiet for a bit. And come on day 2.
And a very fitting song, Super Mario World for Mario Day.
Yep, that is the athletic theme from Super Mario World.
just a white shirt from there. Nice piece of clothing for Rosa. Not the progression we're looking for.
No. So it's either that keyless tower or the summons.
And Kyrios choosing to reset out of that.
Yeah, I don't.
It's an interesting decision. We may have to ask about that later.
Oh, Kyrios is opting to take Rydia.
I think Kyrios wants an anchor. Kyrios didn't find the curse string.
This might just be a setup for Luge or something else. Because yeah, I think if that's what the plan to go for the agility, like just head up an agility anchor, that makes sense.
That unless he plans on going just a full reflect party and gonna grind Rydia right now. No, putting her in the center slot, that's anchoring.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, in a flag set where you're not gonna do a whole lot of grinding, and it makes sense to do an agility anchor here.
And Karant joining us with a raid as well.
Yeah, welcome on, and hope the stream went well.
Yes, hope your Final Fantasy V Pixel Master went well. I believe you were playing.
So over on Arusta's side, we are gonna get a reprisal of the Super Mario World athletic theme. So kick back, relax, enjoy your Mario Day. Oh, and we'll be back in just a second.
We are not interrupting Mario music on Mario Day.
No. There's a CPU over on Luge and also a Sparkle on Rubicante.
And Arusta getting through the wall as well. Looked like it was getting dangerously close to crush phase, but got through beforehand.
Yeah, that was what I was worried. Was that Arusta was going to hit the crush phase of the wall fights, but sees the white shirts. Does he opt to reset of it? No.
Arusta looks like he's keeping it. And Kyrios did a mini orb grind with the CPU, using Quake to clear the small ones and Zerking to punch the big one.
And Kyrios only gets a pass from the CPU and opts to reset out of that.
That makes sense. Maybe while the pass is good, maybe wanting to also keep Rydia as an anchor. It's that Rydia gained 21 levels.
Yeah, and that's why Kyrios opted to save on a different file as opposed to keeping the levels, just saving that, having that reset point outside of the tower as opposed to just being inside the tower.
Yeah, as Chad's saying, it's an interesting choice. I think it was because of wanting to maintain the Rydia anchor.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't feel good to reset out of a pass, but in that situation where you're wanting to have Rydia as an anchor, then you have to make that decision, and that's what he opted to do.
And that highlights one of the things going with this flag set. If Arusta has found a curse string, Kyrios has not. With a curse string in hand, those levels would have been perfectly fine.
Yes, as we go and fight Dr. Legay. Of course, Belnout's going to be doing helping him out with some damage here with that punch.
Ouch! Punch them, not me. Commander Leonhardt, that emote gives me a good laugh every time.
Oh yeah, that is a funny little emote. Rydia just does not want to go down. She actually ends up missing her self attack.
That's fine. She'll the poison will get her in the next phase.
Yeah, at least the good thing is that because the phase one never gives you experience, she still has her the levels, exactly the one level that she has for agility anchoring.
Right, and Lugay's opening move will knock her down. I was fully expecting her to dodge that after I said it.
That would have been funny if she dodged that. So, also we saw Arusta fighting Dark Elf. I think this was just to get this is gonna be a not just the that song of a key item, but also to get Pound and Cecil up.
Yeah, Raimon pointing out a little bit of nuance with Lugay that lit spells don't do bonus damage, but lit weapons do. I think that might be a racial weakness it's hitting, not an elemental weakness. It's the pigtail from there, so buckle in, we're in for a ride.
Well,
we are down to a required Leviathan spot.
Yeah, and that could either be Rubicante or Elements.
Arusta is clearing out ordeals, looking for, well, just looking for a key item from here, hopefully.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's exactly not what he wants to see. But he's gonna continue. He'll just finish it up anyway, just so that Paladin Cecil's online.
This leads me to wonder: you think there's an adamant armor available somewhere?
Like, from a trap chest, maybe. Eblin, we haven't seen Eblin since one of the runners went there and found that all 3 trap chests were on that right tower.
Correct. Kyrios went there, looted out the left and center. It's Elements here. That's not terrible. You need to push through the second phase, get a wall on someone, and start bouncing ice spells.
Yes, and with Paladin, well, Paladin is going to get revived here, thanks to this raise. Or life 1. And Arusta is going to also join Kyrios in the Fey March.
Yeah, there are a few strategies you can take with this group. Most of them revolve around getting into this form and keeping the fight there.
Oh, it looks like Arusta is willing to take on this 5 warrior chest.
Got those hourglasses. I believe Arusta's Paladin was Quake, so let the hourglass fly and then get him up and quake the warriors away.
Yeah, considering the hourglasses were in a nice position, that was Tamra.
That hits harder than I thought it would.
Yeah, this Elements, as chat's pointing out, is not the best. Is not what you're looking for.
No, this spot is very punchy. It has just enough magic to make those Ruby's Fire 3s dangerous.
Yeah, this is probably this was one of the reasons why I'm a little scared about it. It's like it's mostly because I haven't really did agility anchor yet, but
yeah, as Robin was saying in the chat, blink and reflective fire 2s would work. Yeah, you could blink out of Milo and Z's punches. You can't blink your way out of fire 3s and glares.
No.
Arusta may have an easier time with this fight because Arusta still has his cane and a rune axe.
Yeah, and this is where the paths are a little interesting. Ooh, crystal sword.
Honestly, that's the wrong tier 8 for right now.
Well, yeah, it's not what you want to see. Like, if you want to see an adamant armor, but like, if you find a Cecil, then that's what you're looking for. Like but yeah, as it stands, this crystal sword is going to stay in our inventory for quite a bit, just staying dormant.
I'm okay. Okay, Kyrios is going with reflected fire 2s and blinks. This is a strategy that will get you through because the phase transition is a counter script, which will not trigger off a reflected spell.
Right, yeah. I knew something like that. I knew something similar was happening when I'm doing reflex checks on Z fights, but I I didn't think about it any further because I was told just use reflex checks if you can because it does a lot of damage. Then again, I was using like reflecting nukes or mites. So yeah, I was gonna say though was that this is where the decisions that Arusta and Kyrios had done with regards to their parties makes a difference. You did mention that Arusta's cane has that rune axe, which will help. And here Kyrios opts to go for the agility anchor in the form of Rydia. So, and as you mentioned, once Arusta gets into this elements fight, it will be a lot more manageable for him as opposed to what Kyrios is doing with this what seems to be slower.
Oh, that you didn't want to do that, Kyrios.
Yeah, that's a switch.
Oh, the HP resets if you once you get to Kenatsu. And that.
Yep.
And now you face her just Kenatsu, so she got burned through the second half of the HP.
Yep, and that's a wipe.
So the strategy was good at the start. Just need to keep with it a little longer. Kyrios has the right idea.
I wasn't keeping track of the MP, so I don't know if Kyrios had ran out. Kyrios Palom ran out of MP at that point.
Yeah, at that level, shouldn't be anywhere. MP should not be a concern if you came in at full.
Yeah, I mean I guess that makes sense because since Fire 2s don't take up a lot of MP.
Yeah, 202 MP. That's 15. Or it's 13 casts. That is plenty. Arusta is about to watch luggage transform into the weird mecha zombie form.
Yep, the so-called real fight. Look at you, NG.
Ah, now the real fight.
Watch.
Watch as I laser you for multiple thousands of damage. And then heal you for no reason.
Anyway, so Kyrios is going through the element fight again, getting those blinks up, ready.
Those lasers hurt. So Dr. Lige's laser, I believe the laser can be reflected. If it comes down to it, it does do 1/4 of his current HP.
I've seen it. You can reflect it.
Arusta is. I don't think Arusta is anchored for this fight, which is a problem because this fight, a Surf Spot is fast.
Yeah, ups to reset out of that.
Yeah, the setup here is fine. Throw a curse string on Yang and you're good to go. I did notice Kyrios turned the battle speed down a little bit, makes getting reflective spells off a little easier.
Yeah, so we're gonna see this fight again at a lower battle speed. When in doubt, lower your battle speed.
It can work wonders. with how fast, or with the way this game works, at battle speed 1, the menu box draws slow enough that you will bleed ticks away.
Yeah, so setting it at battle speed 3 is nice so that you can at least get some breathing room.
And I like 3 as sort of my comfy, I need a little bit of help spot.
Yeah, I tend to stick to battle speed 3 if battle speed 1 is giving me a bit of a tough time. And of course I always set it to battle speed 3 for when I'm running Z.
And we saw some blink square off at inopportune moments here. And Mylon Z is showing us exactly how punchy this spot is. As Yang, takes that one right on the chin.
Yeah, so gonna have to use a blink on Rosa just to get some just get a reset going, like just to reset the fight and maybe just recover it.
For those of you who are not here from the start, the characters we have seen that are not currently on screen is Sid.
Yes, we did see our double, and that was Yang, and Kyrios is through.
Very nice, Kyrios, just going for it there with the direct cast. Stop trying to just recover and go, and gets through it, and is rewarded with the darkness crystal. We knew this had to be lunar access, just wasn't expecting to be directly there.
Yeah, it had to have shown up eventually. So here we go. There's Kyrios. We have access to the moon. It is also an objective. We have to take down the ribbon room.
And we also know there has to be the hook up there, or something at least to the hook for 3 more objectives.
And it's right about here where we're gonna get some levels really, really fast.
Yes, as Robin was saying in chat, yeah, heads up play there, Kyrios. Great job realizing your only out was to throw a fire 2 directly at its face.
So let's see what how Arusta's elements fight goes as Kyrios is going to raise the lunar whale.
Arusta was struggling with that, or with Luge, so is going to take a shot at the elements.
Yeah, this fight's not that Luge fight is pretty rough if you don't have a way to anchor yourself. And yeah, even the elements isn't helping a whole lot. So it's gonna leave the Fey March. We know this is required. So
Arusta doesn't know that. Arusta hasn't done top of tower yet.
Yeah, we know it's required, but Arusta doesn't.
And Arusta may be looking to spike something out of a trap chest here. Maybe possibly looking for an adamant armor.
Yeah, that adamant armor will come in handy should he find it. As we know, as we've seen a lot throughout this this opening week of the Adamant Cup, Adamants are on. They're not turned off. That's the reason why it's the Adamant Cup. All right,
we're checking our lunar character. Let's see the Edward.
If Eddie's here, just give him the spoon.
Wrong Edward.
Well,
that's a snap take.
Yeah, you keep edge.
And it's not a question of do you take him, it's a question of who you throw out, and it's probably Palom.
And that's exactly what he's opted to take out, to sub out.
We have a Masa and a Mura for him. This edge is coming loaded.
Yeah. Arusta, again, finding another crystal sword, but again, it's not the tier 8 that we're looking for.
Yeah, there's a specific tier 8 we want. That crystal swords are not it. Neither are shiny apples.
Yeah, neither is a golden apple. So as Kyrios is heading his way down the lunar subterranean, we're about an hour and 13. These runners are putting on an incredible show.
They are. This scene has been throwing challenges at them.
Yeah, through the strife that they've had to deal with, they're still incredible runners. This is their first first match of the Adamant Cup. They're putting on an absolute performance, and even in the face of adversity. So you definitely should give them a follow, as well as our restream team.
So Kyrios is at 9 key items, and this moon is guaranteed to have stuff on it. I would be seriously tempted to hit the white spear altar first.
Yeah. So, alrighty. It's alright. We are loading up Edge with all that stuff that we got from the treasury.
I saw Arusta picked up some protect rings, some more defensive gear. That will help.
And all right, we're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna start this up right now, and hitting up that white spear altar. Demist.
28,000 HP of Demist.
Yeah.
And Faithful Edge, even with Masamura, not gonna do the best damage. He'll still do good damage, but he needs a little bit of extra firepower.
Yeah, it's a case of punch. Just those 3 punches, get those blinks up now.
And that's a good thing. Demons can only punch 3 times in a row before you get a little breathing room.
Yeah, that breathing room where returning into mist. That's good enough time just to get those get those blinks up. To keep them alive for longer.
Arusta is on the last trap chest in Babel. I believe we've seen 3 so far.
Opting to get a bit more experience using that life glitch on the alert. And a life staff.
And the goods were not in this tower.
Yeah, that.
Well, one of them was if you hadn't already taken warrior chest.
Yeah, that is a swing and a miss for Arusta.
I see the plan here. Just try and get some extra XP. Hope that helps out with the Fey March.
Yeah,
or
that's
hope to spike an adamant.
Yeah, that's a smart call to play. Even if you didn't find what you were looking for, just find some way to keep this going, to keep yourself in the fight here.
Yeah. On Kyrios' side, we see everyone's blinked up, so it's just a matter of slogging through the HP here.
Yeah, and with those blinks up, that this demon shouldn't be giving us too much trouble, except for when D-Mist turns into Mist.
If I have coffins or anything, given how many free bosses are left, I probably would have bailed on this. So, like, I don't feel like dealing with your nonsense.
But Kyrios is sticking it out. The 3 punches went through, enough for Rosa to get her blink back up.
And Kyrios is throwing everything, including the kitchen sink. I think I've seen that fly too at this point.
Yeah, everything's being thrown. Especially considering you got rid of Kane earlier for the sake of getting Rydia as an agility anchor. And as Arusta is going through the CPU fight, and we're mostly focusing on seeing how what the moon has for Kyrios.
Arusta taking a much safer path than Kyrios did through CPU, having the Kane able to jump, so still has access to taking the back row.
Yeah, that is important. Having that access to the back row for higher health, like for higher damage, is important because from what I know from doing my reading is that enemies in the back row also take less damage.
That is correct. Well, they have 50%. You have reduced accuracy against them.
That's
and
what
I did not believe I saw either runners pick up a dwarf axe. So that Kane is not back road. And Yang will never be back road, barring some shenanigans with stealing and harps.
This could be a problem. Rosa does not have her blink up before Demist regenerates, but there's that blink. All right, we're good.
She's fine. Everything's fine.
And there he goes. And we get a Baron key.
Not necessarily required, but you gotta keep it.
Yeah, it's 10 key items.
Going to make the rest of your checks much more valuable.
Yeah, but with the double experience you get from having 10 key items, yeah, that's what you're looking for. Some key item, and you're getting it.
So a good call hitting the White Spiral first. It's a low XP spot, usually a quick spot if it's not demist.
Speaking of dragons, we have Paladin.
Rosa tried Blinking Edge. Paladin said no.
Yeah, so that'll be a reset right there.
Yeah, with a party like this, Battle Speed 3 is not a terrible play just to help you get your blinks off.
Now Arusta sees that pass. Will keep it.
He wants the XP more than anything else, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at his key items now, seeing what he needs to do.
Yes, in chat, Firebird Lover, this is a shockingly underpowered party. I don't think we've seen sirens. We've not seen any of the heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's only until now that we have a heavy hitter in the form of Edge.
Yeah, Edge was on the moon, and that Cecil Fu still hiding.
Yeah, and for all we know, Cecil could just be hiding out in the Giant of Babel.
Or on the hook route.
Or on the hook route, yeah, which is required. granted. So, as we all know, Pale Dim's thing is that its counter is constant slows on hits.
Yep. Gale Swift, Arusta has 2 crystal swords. However, no Cecil to use them.
Yeah, and our double is a Yang, so we can't even just like put those two crystal swords like on to put the crystal swords amongst those two Cecils if they were to show up.
Yeah, I believe we have not seen Cecil, Fu, Porum. Who else is there? There's 4 slots with 4 character types we haven't seen. Edward. Thank you, Karma.
Ed. That's that.
Yeah, Edward would have actually been a fantastic pickup.
Yeah, considering we have the spoon in hand, at this point it's too late for Eddie to show up. It becomes a dart. That spoon becomes a dart. Is in my opinion.
Yeah, the Kyrios has already darted the spoon. That got chucked at D-Mist.
Yeah, that further proves my points.
Yeah, in early Eddie, this is a very different scene. That's power.
Yeah, if in a different time, if that Eddie were to be early, and the spoon were to show up, then you're good to go.
Yeah. So Bedward gave the spoon. So in early Eddie, yeah, that would have made a big difference.
Yeah, if it could have been either one of our starting characters or on the sand brewery, which we found Kane off of.
And Kyrios taking a wipe in the ribbon room. This is where I gotta ask, do you have hourglasses? Do you have coffins? What free bosses haven't you seen?
Kaipo guards is one that comes to mind.
Kaipo, the officer soldier we haven't seen. Have we seen? We have seen Dark Imps.
Yeah.
And we've not seen King Queen Evelyn yet.
Yeah, we saw the Dark Imps. That was where Yang was fighting down in Mount Hobbs.
So it might be a play here rather than bash your head off this Pale Dim. Go poke your nose down at the Moss altar and see what's there.
Yeah, if it's a King and Queen Evelyn, you can tank through the rest of the fires just to make them conscious, or if it's the officer soldier, then you just, if you have those coffins, use that on the officer and let the soldiers get like punched themselves.
Oh, interesting. Arusta bought a stack of silk webs to slow these bosses down. That's a heads-up play.
So, okay, we're back up to the whole idea of going for the blanks, because this is still Pale Dim is a punchy one.
And all it does damage-wise is punch. So we again see Blink being the most powerful spell in the game.
Yeah, once you have that blank, you're pretty much set. Or if you have spare illusions on hand.
8 MP, negate 2 1,000-point punches. Yes, please.
Yeah, that is the beauty of Blink, just being able to negate 2 attacks. Like, So in bosses where it is very, very punchy, that is your key. In the meantime, Arusta is back on the Luge fight.
Got some blinks out on that side to stop Ballnap from punching everyone.
Kyrios so it looks like Kyrios is getting through this fight just fine.
Yeah, it's a little slow, plus a lot of slow.
Yeah,
but it's stable.
Yeah, it's stable. It doesn't help that the counter is every time you hit Pale-Dim, it counters with slow, so it makes it even more slower.
And adds the animation time of seeing go off every time.
Yeah, every slow, it doesn't help that the slow animation is pretty long for this fight.
It's pretty slow, you could say.
No. Anyway, Arusta made it to the second phase of the Luge fight, and Palm gets beamed.
Arusta's got a bit more firepower for this fight.
Yeah.
Those blinks not gonna help much here.
And Kyrios has conquered the Vanilla Ribbon room.
Now that's interesting back there.
Pan and the Legend Sword. One of those is required, and the other that we can turn in Sheila too.
Yeah, that's 4 key item checks back on Earth. And you only need 2 key items yet.
Yes. You do need that. We do need the Luca key and the hook. So it's go -2.
And on the Arusta side, we can see the fight is going on. Yeah, Luga's going a lot smoother now. That laser's only doing 800, so about 3,200 HP left.
Oh.
Hello, Kyrios. Have you met my friend Blarg?
Yeah, not even doing the run buffering wasn't enough. So guess what time it is? Or I guess we're not gonna do Wyvern Standard Time.
It's nope time.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense because Wyvern is a thing.
So in true RPG Final Dungeon fashion, it's all dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we from D-Mist to Pale-Dim and now to Wyvern.
So D-Lunars are next, right?
Well, we already saw Bahamut, so that can't be it.
And Arusta getting through Dr. Dialogue. Unfortunately, he has the news that those elements are required.
Yeah. But we do see a Mom Bomb. So it's 9,000 HP plus whatever it would it be originally?
Well, fortunately, the same strat we used for the last fight will work here just fine.
Yeah, just do the blinks again.
Yeah, all Mom Bomb does is punch until she gets angry and explodes.
Yeah, it'd be from there you well, we don't have Palm anymore, so I would say you would quake him. Now,
with the damage Edge is doing, you don't see explode.
Of course, yeah. Like if it came down to it, that is. So, oh yeah, and Arusta here is seeing the brunt of that those elements and ups the reset out of it.
This is a spot where having an anchor would be very helpful, and why there was heads up for Kyrios to go grab that Rydia.
Yeah, and Arusta's bailing.
Not sure what. Yeah, Arusta has a curse ring, so Arusta has an anchor on demand.
Did Arusta forget about it?
Possibly.
And the Crystal Sword Altar only gives out a Dragoon Sphere, so meh.
Yeah, the Crystal Sword Altar says, here, use this on the bottom of the moon.
Yeah, that's a dart.
Wait, where's your Dragoon?
Just started. There is no Dragoon. Just started.
Come on, Bad Karma. Haven't you tormented these runners enough?
I guess so. Arusta is opting to go through Upland Castle. Now we never saw Arusta do this.
Right. So Arusta doesn't know all three traps are on the right side. And he may be looking for, say, an adamant armor.
Well, he is going to the right tower. Yeah, and with these levels, you're not really too worried about the damage that Bad Ogres and all that stuff gives out. Val here on the Pale Dim Murasame altar.
Drink some wine and punch her and slash at her. Yeah, Homer Simpson has the right idea here with most of these fights. To alcohol. In this case, it's just a solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah, or if Rosa had a good bow on hand, you could aim, because you could get through Val's tornado if you use aim. Or Rosa just gets hit.
Hey, let's see if these traps are paying off for Arusta. Getting your hands on some extra gear is a way through that fight. That's not the gear we were looking for.
Yeah, it's already arrows, but not what we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, don't like. Of course, we're not gonna downplay already arrows. We didn't find an Aegis Shield though. That'll be good for Kane.
Yeah, RD arrows will be fantastic if that Wyvern's required.
Right, next chest over, the Black Cat Lamia chest.
Yeah, the HP on Kyrios' side is fine. Val's only damage is through punching. As long as you have blinks up, they can't kill you. The only reason HP is so low is because of weak.
Yeah, it's another one of those fights where blink is important.
It looks scary seeing single digit HP. That party was completely fine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at that point, Rosa has Cure 4.
Or just keep blink rolling on everyone and you simply can't die while your two Zerkers swing and punch away.
That's that too. Owl's down. The Black Cat Lamia's down. Another Holy Sword that is not what we want. But we won't turn on a moon veil over on Kyrios' side.
And it's a bunch of XP too. Always nice to have.
Yeah, of course. It helps that we have 10 key items.
And no such thing as too many levels, right?
No. And once again, Arusta strikes out on the on traps. That was a Masa. Now again,
double Masa edge. Once Arusta gets to the moon, the hard part's going to be getting there.
Yeah. That's the issue. The edge is locked behind the elements fight.
That honestly, that's a fight. If you don't know about reflecting fire 2s, it's a slog of a fight.
Yes. In the meantime, Kyrios is in cave value. Our fight is a sparkle.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We have the HP. Arusta finding the glass hat that was in Evelyn, that will help out. Might be going to pet the flame dog.
Yeah, just gonna stop in here. Stop in the pass shop, just to get some stuff, and also sell some stuff.
Yeah, you did just load up your inventory. That's gotta be a little frustrating. You found 3 tier 8 items and none of them are the adamant armor that would trivialize these fights.
Yeah, this seed does not want you to get an adamant armor, other than getting one from a pink tail. And it's frustrating because you do want to see an adamant armor before you get the pink tail turned in. You just mentioned it. It makes fights way more easy. Painfully easy, no less.
The strategy for this fight, with what Arusta has right now, without swapping characters, would be to take the Cat Claw off of Yang, curse the Yang, and then bounce fire 2s. Or in about 5 more levels, bounce fire 3s.
Yeah. But Kyrios knocks down Ogopogo. And a life staff, but we're keeping the experience. Oh, and welcome on in the raiders from Moonblaze Wolf's stream. Hope you're doing fine.
I don't think we're doing that, Blarg. I think Kyrios wants nothing to do with Wyvern.
Yeah, this has been quite an eventful scene, to say the least.
And we do have 4 key item checks available on Earth. It's not a bad play to just leave the Wyvern go.
Arusta's opting to look at the trap chests in the self cave. See if we can find an adamant armor through there. And this fire 3, as you mentioned.
That's interesting for this fight.
Yeah, I can see some use, to just to get the just to help get Kane off the ground with Avenger Sword. It's auto berserk.
Right, it'll help to buffer the spells coming from Palom.
So that might come in handy. But Kyrios is going to go ahead and fight those Mega Scissors that we saw at the very start of the game. And at these levels, this will just be a cakewalk.
Yeah, just zerk someone up, swing 3 times, fight ends.
And you're not scared of the Delta attacks here. And Arusta is gonna get through the totally trapped chest. And another
a 4th Holy Sword.
Oh.
Karma, where have you hidden them?
Yeah, where that is that is 4 Holy Swords already, and no Adamant Sword or Adamant Armor out in a trap chest.
Oh, I started to think what an Adamant Sword would do.
Oh yeah, if an Adamant Sword was a thing, we would basically make that. Okay, that's the end all be all for who needs a crystal sword? That's just adamant. I mean, to be fair, you make an adamant sword out of adamant for the Excal. So I guess that makes sense.
So I guess we have something similar to an adamant sword already.
Yeah, that'd be Excal.
We got Mylon Z at the Odin throne. Not a terrifying fight there.
And yet again, no adamant armor.
And I think the spot's weighted fairly well for tier 8s. I don't have the chart in front of me.
Oh, I don't even have the chart to begin with. Alright, Odin's spot gives a glass helmet.
Yeah, you have to keep this because Kyrios did this before Baron.
Yeah, you don't want to leave out a key item. I mean, I'm not saying that the glass helmet isn't a good hat.
Oh, it's a great defense. It's a great piece of defensive gear. That's not what you're looking for right now.
Yeah, it's just for Arusta's sake, it's just not what we're looking for. Kyrios, we can make the argument.
And Senator Crocodile's making an appearance, everyone.
Yay!
We knew this had to be Gauntlet. We saw Water Hag earlier.
There it is.
That's what you were looking for, Arusta. Now make the seed pay. Also, get out of there. You've got what you came for.
There you go.
Wrong spell, Palom. So the Baron the ruler baron today was taken over by, the Senate. It's mob rule and baron.
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, the kingdom's become a democracy. Personally, I would vote for Senator Crocodile.
Me too. And there he is. Just look at him. That swagger.
Huh, I didn't know you could life glitch ghosts.
I mean, if it's a multi count, if it's a multi encounter, like a multi encounter, of course you life glitch it. I didn't think you could life glitch if it's a multi. And another adamant. What?
Okay, Arusta, now you can leave. You have all the power. You can take your vengeance on everything.
Unbelievable.
Well, the tier 8 drops are now perfectly balanced. 2 crystals, 2 excals, 2 adamants.
And there's our Cecil. I'm broken right now. and then
After all that nonsense, the paladin finally says, "Hey guys, what'd I miss?"
Yeah, and
everything.
Yeah, Kyrios is not taking that Cecil, not even for a minute. Ugh.
Chat pointing out that Cecil was in fact just doing a civic duty and voting for Senator Crocodile this whole time.
Yes. And there's the hook. Oh. You didn't hear me, but I was just like laughing up a storm at that. Wow.
Oh, at this point, yeah, you take the hook, you turn in your tails, go down the hook route.
Oh. Karma, why?
Because Karma wants us to laugh. This
is just jokes.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
And you know what? That wyvern can still be hard required. We are missing the Luca key yet.
Yeah, it's a Luca key away from go mode. And those are the 2 tail objectives done in quick succession. There is the one adamant armor that I would imagine Kyrios is the only one that he's gonna get, considering where the other adamant armors are.
Yep, may as well take this down the hook route, and then do your stuff underground. So what are you thinking? Fu on the hook route just to rub it in a little bit?
Yeah, if it was on the hook route, that's it. That's the exact point in time I'm gonna check out. Because why? Why would you do this?
You just got through the hardest part of the seed. Now have the broken characters.
Yeah, no.
It's like when you finally get done beating up a game's bonus boss and then it gives you all the superpowered things. And there he is.
Oh no!
Karma! Karma, what have you done? I think we know that Sparkle has to be D-Lunars. Actually, have we seen Plague yet? It could be that too.
Take the foo. I guess to be fair, it makes sense because you don't have a Black Mage on hand.
Yeah, Renderer is currently offline, I think.
Yeah, I said it. I was gonna check out if foo happens, and that's exactly what happens.
Well, Karma, you need to roll more of these. Dishmu, we have, it's Yang.
Yeah, and we saw that early, and that was off of Zod.
So while we're at 50, crack up over this hook route, Arusta has made very short work of these elements. The extra levels plus 2 adamant armors, they didn't stand a chance.
And there's the Darkness Crystal for Arusta.
Hey, Karma, if it really seems like this, can you roll one for me tomorrow?
Yeah, can you roll mine on Sunday? Oh. Alright. Now that I got my composure, what's on the King and Queen of the spot? Okay.
Antline's on vacation from the moon.
Okay, this shouldn't be too bad though.
Both of our runners gonna have power overwhelming by the time they get down here. Oh, we'll hold judgment on how bad it would have been if it had been a hook route instead of a magma underground.
This is D-Litters.
Yeah, this would have been... It was either D-Litters or Plague. This would have been an absolute nightmare to get underground with if it's been a hook route. Although Wing 2 had Fu.
Yeah. Oh. I'm trying not to laugh at this.
In all honesty, a big thing to take away from what we saw happen in the Fey March, the importance of anchoring.
Yes. Anchoring is something that is really nice about this game, and it's something that you have to apply. If you're in a situation in this situation like this, this is definitely one of those seeds where anchoring is key.
Kyrios went through those fights with a 4 agility Rydia in the center slot anchoring, which means everyone, his characters, the bosses, were all moving at the same speed. Arusta chose not to anchor, or didn't have an anchor, and well, you saw the Luge was just going much faster than his party.
Yeah, it's don't fear the middle spots. If you have a low agility put that character, put that sucker on the middle slot.
Right, that anchor allowed Kyrios to get both a far more predictable battle and simply more turns. Which in turn allowed for clearing at a lower level with less gear. So that, I think, is a big takeaway from the struggles we saw, is just how important having a proper anchor is when you run into root fights.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those. It's if you haven't started doing using anchoring, now is the time to do so, because that you'll never know when it'll come up. Okay, with the Falcon launched, we're gonna go ahead and forge the Excalibur. That's already
Right,
4 objectives.
This is 5 objectives completed. Kyrios has launched the Falcon.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I meant 5. Yeah, but like in the span of in that span since we got the hook, that was already 4 objectives knocked down.
So now the question is, where is Luca Key?
Yes, 1 objective remaining, and that Luca Key has to show up.
I think I know what chat's hoping for.
It's that Masa. It's that Masa altar.
I'm not sure if that's being facetious in chat or not, but I'll answer the question anyway. Because we have been rated by RPG Limit Break at some point.
Yeah, you might as well.
So, Final Fantasy IV uses a relative agility system where the amount of ATB ticks required for anyone taking action is based on their agility relative to the agility of the first character in line. Which is usually a center slot, but with only 4 party members, it might be slot 2, which is the top slot. In some cases, some bosses, like say a Sura spot, those bosses are very fast. So in order to get your party to act as fast as them, you want someone very slow in the center. So your agility relative to theirs is enough that you are moving same as them. I'm not going to get into the full mathematics behind it because it's a lot of math. We don't do that on a restream. The only formula you need to know about really is if you are relative agility 1, which is as fast as possible, if your agility is 2.5 times the anchor plus 1 or greater.
Yeah, I can't really fathom the math that goes into it, because I'm already I'm not really good at math as it is.
So for a lot of overworld spots, you want someone quick in the center because those spots are slow. And you can outspeed them. A lot of underground spots are fast, so you want your anchor to be slow, which allows everyone in your party to move your other 3 party members to move at the same speed as the boss. Effectively, you get more turns, and it makes the fight more predictable, because you know your party order will go 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, if they're all the same agility. With a 1 thrown in, it'll be 2, 3, 4, 1, usually.
Okay.
So, in the practice we saw here, Kyrios had that very low agility anchor, which allowed, again, those fights to just be predictable. Yeah. I want to see what this comes out real quick. And you gotta chase that. In the case, in Arusta's side, Arusta had Palom in the center, who probably had roughly 15 agility. Somewhere in that range. Which means the other party members were not relative agility 1, but Asura spot is super fast and still is agility 1. which meant Luge was getting more turns relative to the party.
That's a way better explanation than I could have possibly done, ever.
I was trying to keep it in simpler terms. I could have gone into the full math, but that would probably lose half the room.
Yeah. But with that in mind, Kyrios had gone to bonk Yang on the head. We got a siren out of it. That Sheila Toon turned in. Led us to a tower key. So we're chasing in the super cannon.
Yep, so we know one of these, either super cannon or wyvern, must be the Luca key, and also high plague.
This like what plague?
I didn't see a plague. Did you?
No, not at all.
There is a chance this is a zonk. There is still one in the pool. We know, because we're down to this Luca and package.
Yeah, if it's the package or a zonk, then we know wyvern's here. Like wyvern's the key.
And then we've got ourselves a race.
Yeah, should Arusta get through this, probably we'll set this down. If Arusta opts to stay in here, we'll go for a wyvern standing time fight.
This is another spot where anchoring is very important. Because if you are slower than that, if your relative agility is lower than that, if your best relative agility is lower than wyverns, that Mega Nuke is going off before you can Starveil every time.
Yeah, we saw something similar to that over up when Kyrios attempted it.
Kyrios took it at battle speed 1 too, which didn't do him any favors.
Yeah, so the super cannon key item is it's a zonk.
And back to the moon.
Ugh, wow. So we know the package is going to be on the sealed cave.
Karma, how could you? These are pig puffs.
Ugh, wow. My oh my.
Hi, welcome to your first ever tournament race and this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them credit for sticking it out as much. You wanted jokes, we got 2 jokes.
You want absolute rudeness? Oh, Karma gave you that too.
All right, so Kyrios is back onto the moon. He knows exactly what needs to be done.
And with the 4 agility, oh no, Kyrios. Oh no.
But
what's Kyrios' agility situation? That's a foo in the center. That foo is 20 agility.
yeah, and this is on max food challenge.
Adamant on edge. Will that get edge up to 51?
I don't know the agility calculations. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a calculation. Edge needs 51.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how agility gets calculated. Like for me personally, that's why I'm a little bit scared. Yeah.
Actually, with how fast Edge is, you can just plop Edge in the center and he would outspeed the Wyvern.
That might be what Kyrios may do it on his as soon as he gets down to the bottom.
Also, you could take the Murasame off because that gives -5 agility. Oh, Mary Knight pointing out speed to Masa Ultra maxed out at 38, so you're fine. Because you don't necessarily need to be faster, you just need to match its agility.
Mm-hmm. So I just keep noting the state of the objectives. Once that Luka key shows up, then Arusta still needs to go down to Baron to get the hook, and that will lead him to get those 4 remaining objectives that he has to do.
Correct.
Or 5 rather. No. Yeah, it's 5.
Okay, it looks like Arusta had enough agility to get a Star Veil off. Kane helped by buffering it.
Okay, so we're past the tough part.
Fortunately, from here on out, Wyvern can only kill 1 person at a time. And in the case of Rosa and Yang, maybe not even that.
Yeah, and this is especially the case for Kyrios, where the levels are pretty high up, although I didn't get a Star Bill up that time.
Oh. Fun things with agility we're going to see here. So you do need 1 actor. So if Edge is RA1, you need someone else to be RA2 to buffer that first Star Veil to make sure it goes off. So the play for Kyrios is probably put Edge in slot 2, and whichever of Rosa and Yang is faster in slot 3.
Yeah, not even Rum Buffer is gonna get away with it. So, in the meantime, when Kyrios is trying to get this fight down, and middle slot Edge.
That's the other plan. Try to just outspeed it and then have someone else get an action in quickly. But Arusta is through and gets the Luka key. So we know all Arusta needs to do is head back to Earth and do some checks. And even without that knowledge from the sky, I would make that play because that is 5 checks to look for the hook down there.
That play didn't work out for Kyrios. So Kyrios was just sitting there, just trying to figure out what needs to be done.
I think Kyrios is doing the math right now. I would like, I can't make progress, but I would like to see Edge's status menu real quick. And that factor that Murr is not helping matters. If you're going to fast anchor, you want to anchor fast.
So, hopefully this will work out for Kyrios. Try to go the run buffer approach.
Oh, and gets it off. Just being faster was enough. And with these levels, you could just life roulette your way through.
Yeah. So Rosa's gonna be revived, and we have to wait out the Wyvern stand time because it is as slow as it could possibly be.
If you're on battle speed 6, run buffering doesn't really help you.
All right, the Baco Swine is up for edge.
Kyrios, I think, needs to switch rows. That's not going to help. One of them is going to be doing less damage. That great target for Kyrios.
Yep, and
so Wyvern's nukes don't use the spell power of the spot they're at. They use a standard scripted spell power, which I think gives them 2 or 3 rolls. Rather than you're taking quad 9s to the face if this nuke hits you, that it would be if it uses spot spell power.
Yeah, so apologies for the little bit of delay, just on my end. But Wyvern's gonna go ahead and start doing his thing, and yeah, okay, not bad, I guess.
Okay, that was 3 rolls, so it is 3 rolls once it goes into the script. It was more than 1200, so it couldn't be just 2.
So both of our Zerkers are going through, even if Edge is going to do less damage.
Right, I don't believe Edge is back road. It doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter. This fight's effectively over. Wyvern can't kill anyone at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much over before it even got. It was just a matter of getting that Mega Nuke out of the way.
That nuke can't do more than, say, 1800 if it's 3 rolls. Or nothing, because dead Wyverns throw no nukes.
That being said, Kyrios is now in go mode. And now it's just to run all the way back, go to the sealed cave. We don't care about how bad this fight's gonna be, or the sealed cave spot. We're already ready to go.
I don't think there's much in that spot that's gonna challenge this party.
No, like we're all ready to go.
We see Arusta continuing to clear the moon. I can see the argument for that. You have the pass. You want to make sure you're never coming back. Oh, Arusta doesn't have the Baron key yet. Never mind. I thought he did. So when I said 5 checks, I was mistaken. It's 3 right now.
Yeah. So yeah, all Kyrios really needs to do is just head down, as we mentioned, just the sealed cave, and still has Arusta still has a lot. Still has some stuff on his plate to take care of.
Now we'll see an interesting decision from him, because the Baron key represents 2 more key item checks.
All right, Kyrios opens up the sealed cave.
And Arusta decided to stick around on the moon. Going to be paying Mom a visit next.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this isn't a bad spot.
Kyrios hitting a rope of shame going down the going down Luca Cave, but picking up the chest on the way there, and it's a Zeus gauntlet.
Hey, I guess that helps.
So well played to Kyrios for grabbing the chest. And we've all hit that rope many times. You just hold down coming out of that door and oops.
Yeah, it's never fun. So, Arusta is going to go ahead and start the Mom Bomb fight.
Kyrios is about to show us the package coming from Luca Cave. Filling the full 20 out of 28 checks completed. And to anyone wondering why the pass is not lit up, Kyrios reset out of it.
Yeah, this was because of the fact that prior to the pickup of Vasoya, he had Radia as an anchor, and Radia got the levels from what was the CPU spot on Lugae. Yeah, CPU on Lugae. And that was where the pass was, and just decided to just not bother with the pass at all.
Correct. Kyrios chose to keep the anchor. And given the disaster that came afterwards, probably saved enough time to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, and that is it's a smart move from Kyrios to keep that keep the anchor.
Arusta finding the Dragoon Spear and probably thinking this would have been useful about 5 minutes ago. But that is the last objective for Kyrios. He is in go mode and will just be walking back down the LST.
Yeah, there's nothing else left. Just go back up the moon, start warping out. And in the meantime, Arusta does have that Baron key. Will still continue forward with his moon, heading into Value Cave.
It's one of the schools of thought you see where you're up here, you have the pass, just blow the whole thing up. The counter argument is you have 5 key item checks and you only need 1 more item to be in go mode. So, it's a gamble whichever way you choose.
You stick to your as Apostle Morpheus would say, you would stick to your gambles if you can.
Right. The moment Arusta chose to take the Crystal Sword Altar, he was saying, "I think Hook is up here."
Just a proxy for it.
True. Hook or Tower Key, I guess.
Okay, so Kyrios is back on the moon. This will be his last use of the lunar whale in this race.
And in a few minutes, Kyrios will be fighting Zeromus. On the other side, we see Arusta taking it to the Sogopogo. Even Yang's getting 2,000 point punches in.
Yeah, that's the stuff you want to see, honestly. Is those high 2,000 damage swings.
Has Arusta done the Paladin spot yet? The Mirror Altar?
I
I don't think so.
Think so? No.
We might see him go there next.
If he did, I must have not noticed.
So, given what the seed has done, just a shout out to both of our runners, Arusta and Kyrios, for sticking through this. Karma threw everything he could at these two.
Yeah, it was quite a grueling battle, but Kyrios is gonna go ahead and save. Not gonna bother swag walking. Let's just get this over with. It's already been 2 hours into the seed. You're just tired. You want to get it over with. Okay, so down into the core.
Yep, we are making our final descent, and we should be seeing some things soon.
Yep, those flags telling us, well, since we shuffled bosses around as that's standard for the Freelance community with these races. We don't shuffle Z because, I mean, the fight's already hard enough as is, and especially with this seed. So instead, we like to shuffle around what Zeroma's true form is by virtue of over 500 sprites at this point.
Yes, our Scala Kitty has been hard at work making all different things for Zeromus. So at this point, there's one final question we need to ask before the seed ends.
Yep, and that question is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight? And is butt cute?
Is butt scary? We've seen a few of those lately.
Oh, yeah. And does it even have a butt? And what is butt? How is butt? Why is butt? Whatever the 5 W's of butt.
But really, butt doesn't have any W's in it.
Well, still, you get what I mean.
Oh, that is a horrifying butt.
It is a flow chart.
I was not around for this, but I've heard tales of the nightmares of this butt. I've heard tales of the ZZ3 flow chart.
I was not around when this happened.
Neither have I, but I've heard the horror stories. This is a scary butt.
Oh, I wish I knew the context for this.
I don't know it well enough to regale you with tales. That's one tournament before my time.
Nah, that's plenty of tournaments before me. Well, either way, we're gonna go power overwhelming.
Rose has got a wall up, might be looking to reflect some whites here. Edge and Yang are just going to be two angry boys.
And just to help mitigate the fact that Rosa has a wall to be on her, she's gonna go and start using those Q3s to keep her alive through Big Bangs. We're not gonna even bother nerfing them.
No, everyone should survive a big. Well, this Big Bang, everyone survives guaranteed. Except Rosa, she actually only has 2200 HP. I'll stop now. I'll stop now before I get her killed.
I think she's planning to get her. Well, okay, good. You're good target.
And Chad's mentioning Hook 2. That's the nightmares I've heard. Like, I've heard tales of that seed.
I'm scared to know what even happened.
From what I've heard, panic go mode.
Oh. No wonder.
Oh, starting go mode in a 12-person seed with one person advancing.
Oh dear. Pain. Well, either way,
Kyrios, Rosa's down, and it's just 2 Zerkers standing, so controller down.
Yep. You don't care. You just you tank through that black hole. And we have rocks.
Yep. We have rocks. Edge dodges like a champ, thanks to the adamant armor. Let's see what darts are left. Oh, we got 2 XL darts. And that is a crack, that is a bang, that is Kyrios finishing the Z fight.
Yep. It's gonna go 1-0 here. 1-0.
And by that thing, I think we were joined by Kyrios. GG for getting through that seed.
Oh my god, bad karma seems so nice. Why would you do such a thing?
I mean, bad's right in the name.
Yeah, that was half an hour slower than any of the seeds I've done on this flag set before. I'm just glad everyone was here to go through that emotional journey with me.
Yeah, this was in a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious play I missed was as soon as I grabbed the Rydia, I should have done some trap chest and self cave, and that would have smoothed out a lot. But you know, what can you do? I'm just glad I came out of it with the win.
You don't normally think about doing traps in Sylph. That's
Yeah, and that was on Arusta's mind. Pulled out 2 adamant armors from the traps.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, and then the first reflect shot on that elements there was unfortunate. I counted wrong. I thought I was like 1 or 2 hits away, and then as soon as, of course, you miss the 1 hit, phase change, and it just all falls apart. So I was a little tilted for, the next hour or so after that.
That's understandable. So, I'm not sure to begin with this seed.
Yeah.
I will start by saying this. This is one of those seeds where anchoring is key.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's a good place to start. You got the pass from top of tower.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thinking to reset out of that?
Rydia was alive. Seemed bad. I couldn't recall off the top of my head who else I had to grab at Mysidia. And I figured, what's the worst that can happen? 1 extra trip down the moon? Not thinking, that I would already make that many trips to the moon.
Makes sense.
And then that I wasn't sure on the other thing that I kind of regret in retrospect. I wasn't sure on the timing of that Wyvern at Ogo, but I almost certainly could have done that the first time through with the 1 star veil I had. And just doing that there would have saved me, probably 15 or 20 minutes.
At that point, you still had the Rydia, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so as long as someone stays up.
Yep. And it actually ended up being harder the second time through because, you saw everything I had to do playing around with agility and buffering to finally get the stupid Starville off on edge.
Yeah, that could be a nightmare if you're not well anchored trying to get it off in time.
But, end of the day, got the win, gonna sleep well tonight, Appreciate you guys with the stream. Karma, still, you're okay with me. Bardic, NG Dave, Renderer, thank you so much for streaming and for doing all the work on the stream team.
So, you're 1-0 right now in your group.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your next match scheduled already?
Yeah, I'm playing Moonblaze next Wednesday. Might squeeze in one before then, but that's the next one I've got written up.
Hey, do you have any plans for anything you're going to do different for this, Ray?
It's weird. I was actually really happy with how the first 20 or 30 minutes went. I thought I went pretty smooth through that early game. It just kind of, like I said, all fell apart in the middle there, and then I made some errors that compounded my own mistakes because I got a little out of the right frame of mind, which is always something that with more practice can get better at, right? So, just run more seeds, hopefully do a little better next time.
Yeah, it's a good attitude to have coming into this.
Yeah, for sure. In the meantime,
I want to say thank you for joining us tonight, Kyrios.
Yeah, no, thanks.
GG's on your GG's on your win.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. So in the meantime, Arusta's now in go mode. Has to get through the hook route, forge adamant, and then just get through that steel cave. Ugh. And what a roller coaster of emotions this was.
This was a seed.
Yeah, definitely a seed that is. Oh man.
And Karma, you should be proud of yourself for this.
Yeah, you wanted jokes, we got jokes, and oh wow.
Let's see, where do we start? Freaky item spoon, Eddie, giant or package?
Eddie had the spoon.
No, the character Edward, not the.
Oh yeah, Eddie had. Yeah.
He was either on the giant or the package. There's nowhere else he could have been.
Right. That's right. Yeah. With an early spoon from Bedward. And getting so many holy swords for Cecil to be no longer useful considering the levels.
At this point, you have power overwhelming with the party in hand. There's no real. Honestly, he'd probably still be punching harder than that Yang, swinging harder than that Yang is with just a Sophic Crystal and Adamant Arm and watch him go. You'd be surprised how hard he hits with just a few levels.
And on top of that, I already mentioned the two Adamant Armors from Sylph Cave. That was why?
With all those Adamants, I would be seriously tempted to take the Cecil over the Yang, or take the Cecil into this party still. Because you still have the Hook Route XP, you still have the Sealed Cave XP. That's enough to get him swinging for 3,000 plus.
Something like that.
Even at base level, at level 1 with the Crystal and Adamant, his normal attack would be hitting for about 1,500, not berserked.
Okay, Arusta's through the D-Lunars.
At Panda, in this case, we still had the Hook Route boss, we still have the Seal Cave boss. That's almost 100,000 XP right there.
Yeah, and the levels just keep on coming.
That's enough to push him into the low 30s.
And here comes the Forge from Arusta.
Which is more just a testament to just how broken the Crystal Sword is.
Here's the Forge. Oh, we're gonna just stop over at the Kokal shop. Get those 2 Zeus gauntlets.
Yeah, get yourself some nice gloves to wear. Get your melee some more strength.
And now that's taken care of. Steel Cave is next up on the list. Thankfully, Arista's got the pass, so doesn't have to go through another moon round.
Yeah, Arusta could just take... What was down here again?
It's Milo and Friends.
I just remember what splat real fast. Yeah, take out the Milo and Friends, head over to Troy, and go fight one of the scarier butts.
Yeah, that's the best you can really do. Over the fact that, like, in the span of like a few, and like the span of like a few minutes, Cecil comes up from Baron, and then as soon as we mention, oh, Food's gonna be on the hook rack, there he is. And then it's like, oh wait, what's Dealer's gonna show up? Oh, there he is.
I mean, it's not really full-on witchcraft when you're down to that few checks.
Right, yeah, but but still, it was like...
It's amusing, it's just not full witchcraft.
No, it's just, yeah, it's not even, yeah, it's just funny. More over witching.
You know, like, I'd just like to say, just give Arusta props for sticking this out. This is, I have run into seeds like this, and they are brutal.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds where, yeah, like it's a seed where it's really, really tough, and
you're gonna walk away learning a lot from this seed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially with the considerations of learning, having the knowledge of agility anchoring and all that, because this is definitely one of those anchoring seeds.
I saw what Arusta just queued up.
I was busy just trying to get my myself ready to after I'm done to get some studying done, because I was gonna study after this, but well,
Karma had other plans.
Karma had other plans, yes.
Arusta's giving this seed what it deserves. Sometime, maybe.
If anything comes out at all.
Come on, Fu, you can do it. There you go. We need one video cast this seed.
Yeah, Yeah, like I don't blame him. Honestly, it's gone on long enough as it is, nearly 3 hours. We're like nearly like we're already like 2.5 hours in. It's something like that.
And if you're watching the stream, you've already seen it done. So yeah, meme a little bit, throw some swag around. Have some fun with it. Take some revenge on the seed. It has it coming.
Yeah, like it, and it's not, and it's even just not, it's not even gonna bother warping out too. It's gonna go all the way out.
Fu's exhausted after calling down all those rocks. He had to call the rocks through other rocks to get there.
Yeah.
Oh man, needs a nap after that.
No kidding. Well, either way, Arusta made it back to the top, and is going to head over to Troya, turn that pass, get over to Z, and see that flowchart.
Yeah, I didn't play in CG3, and that flowchart gives me anxiety.
It's wow. Like I ooh.
Or it might be that people at my workplace use flowcharts a lot, and that may do it too. But that's a different story.
Me. All right. Now back at Troya. It's going to go ahead and turn in that pass. Some last minute checks.
I did see Fusoya is cursed, so cursed Fusoya is one of the best anchors you can have. Since Fusoya's agility is always 20, unless you've leveled him up beyond 70, in which case, how and why?
Why would you go that far?
So since Fu's agility is always 20, Curse Ring puts him to a nice comfy 5. Very easy to work around. Again, thinking back to our relative agility discussion earlier, you only need 13 to be RE1 compared to that.
Well, either way, Arusta is going to go ahead and pull Z. And
To answer that question in chat, I've never discounted Diva. She's that hard, but I have gotten like 1.6 million already from them.
all right, the crystal has been thrown.
One of the scariest butts is going to make an appearance.
Hello. And we'll start with a Zerking of Yang.
And Kane came pre-zerked with the Avenger. Minor point here, I don't think that Kane is back road at all. Unless Dorfax got thrown on him at some point.
I don't know. I think we saw one, but I don't remember.
I could be mistaken. It could have happened somewhere in the past 2.5 hours.
The Big Bang coming out. Nerfs.
Yeah, the nerfing the first one's easy. You just need to use any spell before it comes out.
Yeah, that's not too difficult. So yeah, Kane's gonna keep Kane and Yang are gonna doing Kane and Yang things.
Oh, Rose is getting in on the action. And she's got an Adamant, a Samurai Bow, and Arty Arrows. You'll see Rose do some damage here. I was expecting a little more than that.
Yeah, I'm taking advantage of what Arusta had found during this these chest digging.
Oh wait, Samurai Bow, never mind. So not having the extra 10 strength agility from an Arty. It should just be 10 agility, really, because Sammy gives 10.
And it looks like it's going to just be a controller down thing. Just
Yep, set the controller down, let your Zerkers do their thing. You have enough HP that a Big Bang and a Meteor cannot kill your entire party. It would certainly hurt.
It would hurt, but like we don't care.
And if we go Big Bang, we might see a mythical Yang dodge on a Meteor. Oh, Rosa shrugged it off like a champ.
Yeah, food goes down, but it doesn't really matter. Controller's already down anyway.
Well, now controller's down, you have a choice.
Oh, no. And there's rocks.
Yeah, those are rocks. This naturally Yang takes the hit.
And there's the snack, crackle, and pop.
I don't feel like talking. It's been almost 3 hours. I'm getting hungry.
We will say that with a time of 2 hours and 50 minutes flat.
GG's Arusta for getting through that. Hello?
Arusta.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you. And GG's to Kyrios as well. We were chatting a little bit in the Discord, during the past few minutes of the catch-up. Seems like did not get quite as hard-walled by elements, but still had to do quite a bit.
Yeah, this was a seed where having an anchor is what was going to help.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was glad I found that cursed ring early, but still, like, the elements just didn't have the DPS early. So I was really hoping anything but that would be required.
Right.
So you have any general thoughts at the start of the seed before you ran into that grind of a fight?
I was feeling pretty good early on. I got a bunch of items and then got to that 7 key items pretty quick. And I'm like, well, that seems okay. And then basically saw those 2 bosses, knew up front that I didn't think I could handle them. And then ended up doing, as you saw, pretty much everything else. And at that point I was like, well, this is not going well, but it is what it is. At the end, when I came back to Earth eventually, at that point, I figured I had already lost, but I thought my only chance was if it was something dumb like that gauntlet, Barren Castle. So I was like, well, what's the worst check I can do? It's like, well, probably Sylph Cave and then Barren Castle. So
Oh, you guessed right on Baron Castle.
yeah, but I mean, definitely it was a fun match to play, and definitely again, GG's to Kyrios, and thank you to everybody for commentating. Panda for the tracking, Bad Karma for the restream. So, I mean, unless you guys have any specific questions, you know, I imagine we're all pretty tired after that one.
I'm
tired.
I had one more.
Sure.
You saw the edge on the moon. Was there any thought of taking him?
Yeah, so that was the one I was really thinking about, like, do I want him or not? Because I thought I had weapons for him, and I clearly did. And I really thought about whether I should have dropped Yang for him, and then I thought about it. Like, I decided to keep the Yang just because of the high health. And I had all the strength boosting gear, so he was doing fine. But probably should have dropped him for Yang, or dropped Yang for him, or maybe even dropped the Palom, because Palom had low agility, because he only had like 17 or 20 or something like that. But
it is low. Palom has one of the worst agility growths in the game.
Yeah, but he was basically serving as my anchor, but Rosa wasn't really doing a whole lot either, so probably could have, if I had to, I probably could have grabbed Edge and switched it. But the other thing was skipping that Crystal / Adamant Cecil, and that felt bad, but it also felt like, well, I don't think I have to do much more, so I figured rather than having like a level 5 Cecil or something.
That makes sense. So, do you have your next match scheduled?
So it's not on the schedule yet because it's actually next week, but Moonblaze Wolf and I are playing Tuesday evening at, I believe, 7 or 7:30.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Turn this around.
Absolutely, and definitely good luck to everybody else. I know some of the people watching in chat, and I'm sure most of you guys are in the tournament as well, so hope you guys have a good tourney as well.
Thank you. And with that, we are done here tonight, but there is still more racing left in the Adamant Cup. We are going to be heading back over to Free Enterprise Prime to take on Pyre versus the man with the comically long name Fried Potato.
So yeah, stay tuned for stay tuned. We'll be getting there soon. But thanks to Angie, Dave, Bardic, Panda, Bad Karma for what was an interesting seed. That yeah, I'm tired. I said enough. You can take us out, Angie.
Hey, well, enjoy the upcoming race and make sure no spoils, or Scala will give you the bonks. Oh, that was a siege.